Howdy, Buckaroos. How the heck are you? Tom the Beer Whisperer. I've got one that I picked up at a Jungle Gyms in Cincinnati. I didn't make it to the brewery, but maybe next time. Knowledge Imperial India Pale Ale, 8.5%. I know I've got a friend who sent me some things from them, but I haven't had this one. It's got the color, doesn't necessarily look like a New England, but it has a little bit of that hazy. Certainly, I mean, it's not as clear as a West Coast, so I'm feeling like I'm probably going to get an amalgam of a couple different IPA styles. The nose is rather creamy, much like a New England, although it doesn't have the look of a classic New England. But then, again, some of the aromas I'm getting are somewhere between a juicy and a West Coast. A mix of tropical fruit and citrus, and a hint of botanical in there. Man, that is nice. I really want to get to that brewery. I had a shot at getting there. It was a shot in a million, but I didn't get a chance to get. I only had one chance of getting there, kind of on the way home. But then the weather kind of went south on us, and our plans changed. So yeah, flavors. I get a mix of tropical fruits. You might find some mango, some passion fruit, some pineapple, certainly some citrus, some orange, tangerine, grapefruit. Little hint of botanical in there. You might feel just pine. Again, I've always found that interesting, right? Nobody's out there biting a pine tree, so we're equating a flavor, right? We're equating a flavor to more or less an aroma, unless you've had an eucalyptus cough drop, and you're thinking, okay, eucalyptus, but that's not the same as pine now, is it? but I think that's what we're saying. When people say it's got grapefruit and pine, it tastes like grapefruit and eucalyptus. Because that's what they're equating, is that cough drop flavor or that pine aroma, and trying to get an amalgam of both of those things in their mind. Because I don't know anybody that's taken a bite out of a pine tree. So when people say it should taste like pine, well, do you eat much pine? How do you know what pine tastes like? I know what pine smells like, so then I can make an assumption that if I'm getting the aroma of pine, the flavor might be this. But if we're not eating pine, how do you know that's what it tastes like? Ponder that. See, that's that kind of thing that goes around my head all day long. It is my burden. It is my burden. It's my brother. Oh God, that's funny. Anyways, I digress. Been watching this TV show called High Potential about a woman with a very high IQ, but she's not high up on the food chain partly because of that high IQ. She is not able to really. She's able to think at a whole other level, but can't bring that into focus to concentrate on any one particular thing. And I'm not saying I'm high IQ. I'm certainly not. But I do identify with some of those issues. Is that I tend to concentrate on certain things, which doesn't allow me to do other things. Both of my children, though, were both on that high IQ scale. Mostly because of my wife is a lot smarter than she wants to acknowledge, but both kids were very high IQ, but they had our daughter had a slightly higher IQ than our son, within 2 points, but they both perceive things quite different, because you think people of a high IQ perceive things the same, but it's not the case. Whereas for our daughter, so many things came so easily. It was just effortless. She knew she could, link these things together like no one else. Uh, but if something didn't come easy, she didn't want to work for it to figure out why. Whereas our son was like the total opposite of a complete 180, is that he might not have been quite as smart as her point wise, but if he didn't know something, it would almost be like OCD, right? It would nag him until he figured it out. If it took 5 minutes or 5 hours or 10 minutes or 10 hours, he would. I mean, he would literally be focused, and we could not, we could not change that. I mean, if it was dinner time, he would have to keep going, right? Again, whether sometimes it only took a few minutes, because I use that analogy of 5 minutes or 5 hours. But yes, sometimes it did take. Sometimes it was that 10-hour point, but he would not rest until he figured it out. And that was kind of that really kind of enlightened me to the difference of high IQ folks is that they're not all the same. They don't all perceive things the same. And I think we've kind of been led to believe that there's like one path, right? Everybody sees things this way, and it's that's not the reality. Why am I talking like this during a beer video? Because the beer is called Knowledge. I did take a little riff there, but it is called Knowledge. Knowledge in India Pale Ale. Oh, mercy person. See what I did there? And the beer is called Knowledge. But nevertheless, I apologize for my folks at Rhinegeist for taking that little spin. But it is interesting for me how folks of high IQ think. When I had mine done many, many years ago, before I killed off so many brain cells, I was at 125 way back then. So I mean, I'm an average intelligence guy. That's all right. But my kids somehow got this major intelligence, and I know it's from my wife because she's the ridiculously smart one, although she doesn't want to tell anybody that. But both kids were just so smart, man. Then, of course, we lost our son to cancer back in 2013, so that's been a bit of a struggle for both of us to get through. Ah, mercy. Alcohol, the things that makes you say. I apologize again for the folks around, guys. I'm not one that really focuses on just the beer during a video because I've never considered myself a reviewer. I don't really like the title of a reviewer. I just want to be a guy that enjoys the damn beer. And I will tell you, Knowledge India Pale Ale at 8.5%, Imperial India Pale Ale at 8.5%. Everything I've had from Rhinegeist has been a cut above. This one is no exception. It is absolutely brilliant. So for me, it is sort of an amalgam of sort of somewhere between a hazy, a juicy, and a West Coast, right? Because I'm not really getting that murky New England kind of thing, in all honesty. But I'm getting a lot of flavors and aromas of all of those three kind of combined to one incredible beer. So there you go. I am Tom. You went a long way around the barn, Tom, but you got there. I'm the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, all around good guy. Launch it.